Hey there, gamers. Welcome to the Secret Levels podcast. On today's episode, get your backwards hat on, your trusty old arrow gun, because there's going to be balls falling onto your face.
I'm player one, Toby.
And I am player two, Goobs.
And we do a weekly retro video game retrospective. We take a look at some of the best games in history and some of the worst games in history.
Yeah, some of the best, some of the shit that you don't want. You know, you see it and your eyes just burn out of your fucking head 'cause it's so bad.
That's right. And we try to dissect them, go over the history, go over the story, go over the fun facts, and the gameplay and all the good stuff. And we let you know, is it still worth playing today?
And we also like to let you know we're part of the Somebody's Network. You're never alone when you got somebody's. Go check out all those great shows under the wonderful network.
That's right. And if you love our show, or you just kind of enjoy it, we would love it if you'd go leave us a review on iTunes.
Or fuck if you hate it.
Yeah, even if you hate it.
Star's a star, bro.
Leave us a review. We'd like to get those reviews up a little bit to let everyone know what we're doing over here at the Secret Levels.
Yes, we'd really much appreciate that, folks.
Yes, we would. So please go leave us a review. Enough of all that. Let's jump into the game we're talking about today, Goobs. You picked this one.
Yes.
You picked this one.
Yes, I definitely did.
I had never heard of this one.
Well,
before.
especially the name I gave you to play it under.
Yeah, you gave me the European version. But today, we are talking about Super Buster Bros.
By one of our favorite game developers, Capcom.
Oh, yes.
I didn't even realize it was a Capcom game until, I started doing the playthrough for the episode, and I'm like, fuck, we need to stop playing Capcom games.
Yeah, I know. We're Capcom fanboys, but most of the time we don't even realize we're picking a Capcom game. It's just kind of like, oh. This game came out October 1st, 1992 in North America. Like you said, Goobs, it was developed and published by Capcom. It was released first on the arcade, and then it was ported to the Super Nintendo.
Now you're playing with power, superpower.
And it's also available on the PlayStation 1, the Buster Bros Collection.
Yes. That was one of my loves in the arcade, was playing this game, because I was a big fan of Arkanoid or Breakout.
Yeah.
And so that very much is in the same vein of, this game, or it kind of has some similarities.
Yeah, I didn't think about that before, but it does feel like a Breakout type of game.
It is definitely a quarter cruncher. Let me tell you how many fucking hard-earned money of my mom and dad's I put into this machine.
Well, this is a 1 or 2 player game, and it is a puzzle shooter. I say it's a puzzle because it's got that puzzle feel to it, but it's more of a shooter.
Oh, some of the levels you do have to use your brain to figure out the patterns of what's going on in order to solve it.
Right. So to me, it feels a lot like Bust a Move also.
Yeah, no, there's some similarities to that as well.
So there's a bunch of games, and we'll talk about it more in a little while, but that I feel like it's a mixture of, and so I felt like it was puzzle-ish. But there's not really a story. But you want me to tell you a story?
Yeah, sure.
Balls are trying to hit you in the face. A typical weekend for Goobs. You must tour the country trying to not let the balls falling from above hit you in the face.
Oh no, there's so many balls. Please stay away from my face. Oh no, I'm narrating for myself right now. Big sweaty balls, gonads everywhere.
With 40 levels, you must avoid at all costs getting hit with the balls.
I'm never being teabagged again. I got my trusty arrow gun.
You're armed with a grappling hook, and your job is to pop them until there is no more. The only problem is...
I thought it was an arrow gun.
Well, it's got a rope on it. That's why I thought it was a grappling hook.
I better avoid the ropes getting shot on me, too.
The only problem is when you pop them, they sometimes have smaller balls inside them.
Oh no, plenty of balls to avoid. Dodging left, dodging right, my chin.
You must travel the world popping balls. to progress to the next country.
I'm not touching that one.
So, there is no real story. I obviously made that up, but that is kind of what you're doing in the game. So,
And a weekend of my life.
the weekend of goobs. So, this game should take around an hour to 2 hours to beat. Speedrun.com has a first place record set by Iceplug of 22 minutes and 38 seconds on expert mode.
I'm going to go after that, man. I was
ya?
breezing through this game. Yeah, I think I can get... If I play enough, yeah.
How fast did you beat it?
I beat normal and expert in under hour and 40 minutes, hour and a half.
Nice. You just gotta shave off, 30 minutes and you'll be right there as a contender.
But then again, I haven't played this game in a few years, so if I practice, because I played this game a lot growing up, so if I practice, goobs could be up there.
Now, on normal, I saw a record of like 18 minutes or something was the first place record for normal. But that one's expert, 22 minutes on expert. And
Good on him.
yeah, I will let you know there's 4 different settings. You can do easy, normal, hard, or expert.
Yeah, and they vary. The levels change every, a little bit. They'll put a block somewhere there wasn't a block before, just to block you that much more to get from a safe zone.
Or they'll make the ladders. There's some ladders and stuff that you can climb in the levels. They'll make them taller.
Or shorter, or they'll fuck you.
Yeah, and they'll add a bunch of more They're actually bubbles, from what I understand.
For comedy reasons, we're going to call them balls. I always thought they were balloons.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense, too.
Because, pang, when you blow a balloon up.
Oh, yeah, when it pops. Yeah, so the different difficulties, you'll get different gameplay. And those balls bounce a lot quicker in expert mode.
Oh, fuck yeah, they do. Especially in the later levels, too. Holy hell.
I turned on expert level just because I played normal for about 20 levels, and I was like, I want to see what expert is before, because
I think I'm a pro.
I'm a pro now, but I wanted to see what was different, and holy shit, I couldn't do the first level. I was like, no, I like my normal, so I went back to normal. But let's talk about some of the gameplay. So the bubbles bounce around the screen, and you have the gun like we talked about to pop all the bubbles. They do turn into smaller...
You're just moving left or right, that's it. You can go up and down. If there's a ladder, there's no jump button.
Right. As you pop the balls, they do get smaller. Sometimes they basically multiply. So you have one big one, you pop it turns into 2 medium ones. Then when you pop the medium ones, they turn into 2
smaller ones.
And then you pop them and then they're gone.
And there's different kinds of balls, too, or balloons, whatever the fuck we're calling them now. There's ones that are kind of like an octagon shape, and they'll float around a lot differently than the balls. They won't just bounce around.
Right. They do what they damn well please, basically.
Yes, and there's little critters that will pop up. These little Godzilla motherfuckers will start chomping at you.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of I thought they were enemies at first, and you can kill them if you hit them with your weapon.
But they help pop the balls too.
Yeah, that's why you don't want to get rid of them. I mean, it's a strategy thing. Now the dinosaur ones, do they kill you if they touch you?
I don't know. I didn't let them.
Me either. I avoided them like the plague. And then,
but you hit them once, and you can hit them, knock them over, and they turn like a little atomic bomb.
Right. And then there's some little fire things that float around, and there's all kinds of crazy stuff.
I think that's what I was calling the fat fish. They look like fat fish to me.
The things that were flying around?
Yeah, that you hit them and they kind of go crazy.
yeah, that's exactly what I thought. They were little flame things.
I always thought they were fat fish.
Well,
that's what I'm going with.
And then later on, there's penguins and stuff. Now, the penguins I know didn't hurt you.
Did you see the unicorn?
Yeah, I did see the unicorn, but I didn't know what it did. Same thing?
You hit it and get a 1-up or something. They give you a nice power-up.
Ah, gotcha.
Same with those 3 or 4 birds that go through, and the last one's purple.
Yeah.
You hit that one and you get a power-up as well.
Cool. So, in this game, there is a time limit, and during the time limit, you're also avoiding being hit by these balls because that's what kills you. You lose if you get touched.
They give a plenty amount of clocks that you can get to get your time back up.
Yeah, so...
Did you get to the level with 10 seconds?
Yeah, that one pissed me off. I had to do it like 10 times.
I knew that one was going to rage you. I got through it on the first go, and I'm like, Toby's not going to like this.
No, because I like to, scope out what I'm doing and look around for a second, see where all the dangers are. Oh, shit, my time's out. It was ridiculous.
It starts you off in panic mode right away.
Yeah. So let's talk about some of the upgrades for the weapons, because there's a bunch of different upgrades in this game.
You need them to get through this game.
Yeah, so the gun that you start out with, it just has one shot and it goes away as soon as it hits the ceiling or the top of the stage. And there's other guns. There's the one gun where it hits the ceiling, but it holds a line.
It's like a steel cable.
Yeah, and it'll hold it there and the balls can bounce into it to pop.
I avoid that at all costs. That's my least favorite power-up in this game.
Yeah, mine too. That one...
It's fucking annoying. Like, if you miss something, if you miss the ball that's coming in, it goes up and there's like, oh, shit, now I'm gonna fucking die. I got all these little balls all around me. Can't hit the big balls. And now I got the solid rope in my face. Ugh.
Well, and you can't shoot more than one at a time. So you've got the one that's already been deployed and you're screwed.
Yeah, and you just gotta wait for something to hit it. And if you're in a dire situation, which you will be plenty times in this game, you're fucked.
Now, if nothing hits it within about 6 or 7 seconds, or maybe even shorter
it
than
will
that,
disappear.
It finally disappears. So, and then you can shoot another one. But it sucks because you're limited to that one until it's gone. So there's that power up. There's the 2. So you can shoot 2 quick ones.
That's my second favorite power up.
I like that one. And then there is the 3rd one.
That's good when there's a whole bunch of little balls coming at you because you can time and go pop, 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 pop.
Yep. Which that still has the rope on it too. So if the balloons hit the side of the rope, they still pop.
Yeah, they'll still pop.
Then the last one is the scatter shot. And it's just
oh, it's so great. It's like a machine gun.
Yeah, it's just it shoots 4 bullets kind of at a firework kind of.
What was your first reaction when you first used that compared to the other grappling guns?
I was like, fuck these other grappling guns. I want this every time. Is that how your reaction was to it?
Yeah, no, every time I see that, I'll risk life and limb to go get that gun.
Me too. Yeah.
Because if you have tons of small balls, it will clear them out super fast.
Yeah. I feel like there's going to be a lot of small balls and big balls.
Yeah, but we're talking about the game. We already went pretty hard on the balls jokes already.
I think
I'm pretty sure I opened the episode with a balls joke.
I feel like we need to just acknowledge that there's a lot of ball jokes that could be made, and we're not going to keep making them anymore. We are a mature podcast.
We still might squishing a couple, squishing a couple balls into your mouth.
Well, there's one more power up.
Yeah, there's 2 more actually.
2 more. Okay, I only know.
There's
one more.
The force field.
Oh, okay.
You can get a little blue orb that will pop up on the screen. You can grab that and you can take a hit pretty much, and that comes in super helpful.
Yeah, it's your lifeline basically, so you can pass the level sometimes.
And another defensive one is you go and grab there's a stopwatch. The stopwatch is absolutely awesome. Stops everything in this track, and there's another power up too. We forgot about it. I'll mention that in a second. But it stops everything in the air. And you can run through them, they're not going to hurt you. But you can go up and just blast balls in the space, and kill them all.
I like when you get the stopwatch and you have that scatter shot, and you can just blow through a ton of them.
Yeah, the stopwatch comes in handy, past level 25, because that's when the game really amps up the difficulty.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's another thing that could be helpful or hinder the shit out of you, because in the later levels, if there's a lot of balls around and you hit the dynamite, you might be in a world of pain. So it takes every ball down to a very, very small one, and you can have fucking 50 things. But sometimes the game, that's too much for the game to handle, and it will lag on you. You get a lot of lag in this game, especially in later stages when there's a lot of stuff going on the screen. You will get that slowdown.
Right. Yeah, I forgot about the dynamite completely. I didn't even write it down in my notes.
Did you get any slowdown in this game while you were playing?
Not that I could remember, but I feel like there were some levels that were stressing me out, so there may have been, and I just didn't realize it because I was concentrating. It may have just been an oversight.
Oh yeah, you got to go into Matrix mode when you're playing this game.
Yeah, that's no joke.
I was like, you do a lot of back and forth with your finger when there's a lot of small balls around.
Yeah.
Like on the controller, like left and right, like going back and forth really fast and hard. And then you're shooting too, tapping the other button.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make this an actual show here, Toby.
I'm sorry.
You're turning this into a porno.
It's very slowly. That's what I've been trying to do since episode 1.
Oh, no!
How to make Goobs turn to the dark side, episode 1. He's playing subliminal messages in my ear the whole fucking time we're recording.
That's right. Well, we forgot one more power-up, and it comes in handy in the ice levels. You get the shoes.
What are those?
Yeah, R.I.P. That, if you don't know, that man that did that meme has passed away. So
No way, really?
yeah, real life, passed away. R.I.P.
Shit.
I think he passed
I
away.
didn't know that. My
30
kid
years
says that
before
all the times.
Yep. But anyways, yeah, there's the ice shoes that prevent you from slipping on the ice. And they can be pretty helpful because you'll try to stop and you'll just keep sliding face first
You're
into
right
the
into
balls.
face first in the balls.
Yep.
I was waiting for one of us to say it.
You can also collect some fruit and some snacks and whatever,
There's like big candies and bananas and all sorts of stuff. Pies.
ice cream, sodas, you name it, it's in there. You get them.
Don't you mean pops?
Pops up if you're a northerner, sodas if you're southerner, or Coke.
Pops up, sodas down. Instead of G's up, hose down. Come on, that's fucking great.
So yeah, I think you can gain extra lives too if you get a certain amount of points. Because like every once in a while, I'd have an extra life and be like, "Where'd that come from?"
Yeah, well, they give I found when I'm in my playthroughs, a lot of extra lives would fall down.
Yeah, so I could have just accidentally
Or
grabbed.
maybe it's just because I'm not damn good. I don't know.
I could have just accidentally grabbed some extra lives and not realized it. But I was thinking that maybe the extra points get you extra life, kind of like in Pac-Man or something.
And also, there's some blocks that you can hit that will drop items as well. It's not just enemies that will drop them.
Yeah.
So if you decide to play this game, shoot fucking everything, not just balls.
Right, and there's actually some hidden blocks. Did you come across that?
I don't know. When I was shooting frantically, maybe.
Yeah, that's usually how you find them. Is you'll just be shooting at stuff and something will just drop, and you're like, "Oh, where'd that come from?" I did have one instance where the ball was actually like trapped in a little circle, basically, because it kept bouncing off the same invisible block. So I had to go over and break the block so it could get out. It was ridiculous. But yeah, there are invisible blocks with items in them.
There's some choices you have to make too in some levels where, like, okay, I can shoot these big ones right now, but if I miss, I'm gonna hit that and release all these little balls on top of me. It's like, what do I do? So you got to really watch where you're shooting sometimes in this game.
There's quite a bit of strategy in this game, much more than I anticipated it being. Just when you start it up, you're like, okay, it's pretty simple, but it does get more.
Well, I recommended this game. You probably should have known it's going to be a harder one.
Well, like I said, the first couple levels, I feel like it's a trick. It's kind of saying,
what the fuck did Goose recommend this for? This is a kid's game.
Yeah, that's really what you feel like. You're like, oh, it's pretty easy, even on normal. Okay, let's keep going. And it just keeps stacking up, and then the stages get crazier, and you're like, holy shit. But yeah, no, it's
Speaking of kids game, I got a quick antidote here. So I let my son Zim, I haven't told you about this. I let Zim play the game yesterday before I started, like, playing again. And I'm like, here, you gotta try this game. What is it on Super Nintendo? Yep. Here, try it out. Okay, Dad, it should be easy. He's going, he's playing the first level, and he's getting killed. I let him keep going. He's getting frustrated as shit. And then I'm like, here, give Dad the controller. I just knock all the balloons out and just keep going, or all the balls, and then he's like, "You're a hacker." I'm like, "No, I've been playing this game for a while." He's like, "No, I'm better at games than you, and you can't beat this game." I was like, "Okay, sit back and watch." And he was sitting there and he talked shit to me the whole fucking time I'm playing. He's like chanting for the balls to kill me. He's like, "Yeah, you're gonna die this time, Dad." And he's just egging me on. I'm like, "Do you want to play again?" He's like, "Yeah, I can do this." And I'm at level like 21 or something at this point. So I give him the controller and he's like, he gets smoked again, wasted a whole life or 3 lives. And then he's like, No, he's like, "I'm not on my game right now." He hands the controller back to me. Then he's still chanting for me to die. I'm just like, what the fuck? And he's like, I'm a gaming god. He's talking to himself. And I'm like, you just lost pretty hard. "Yeah, well, you're going to lose right now." And he starts fucking like running around and blocking me. I'm like, "You little dick."
Oh, these kids these days. What is wrong with them?
Yeah, no. He's like, stop hacking. Because I was just avoiding all the balls like on a really hard level. And he's like, he didn't understand what was going on. He doesn't know his dad's a freaking genius.
His dad's been dodging balls all his life.
He's lucky his mom didn't dodge him or he wouldn't be around. Sorry, Jenny, love you.
Shout out to the Jenny Bean. Oh, man. That's good. Yeah, I guess I should have had my 9-year-old try this out and see what he thought, but he's so busy with the Fortnites and the other...
And the Jellos and the peanut butters. And...
That's right. So, what were you saying this game you felt like it was like? What were you said...
Breakout. Arkanoid or Breakout.
Yeah. So, it's funny that you say that because what I thought it played like was the game Asteroids. Do you remember Asteroids where you'd shoot the asteroids and it would break into 2 asteroids?
Yeah, for Atari.
Yeah.
And arcades as well.
I felt like it was Asteroids meets Galaga because you're at the bottom instead of like flying around. That's what I was.
That's totally makes sense. Why didn't you mention that earlier when we were talking about all the comparisons?
But then it's got the things in the way in the level, so it makes it like Centipede also. So it's Asteroids meets Galaga meets Centipede.
Asteroids, Galaga, Human Centipede.
Close enough. But anyways, I just thought that was funny that you had said that you said it was like Arkanoid, so I thought that was funny because it is. It feels like all those games. It feels like Bust a Move. It's such a bizarre...
Yeah, it's the amalgamation of all of them. Holy fuck, that was a big word.
Well done.
Yeah, nice.
Go Goobs. Everyone fucking leave a respond for that in the fucking
Review.
rating things.
You were close.
As I can't string a sentence together afterwards. All brain power being used. Memory lost. Failure impeding.
System shutting down. So real quick, let's talk about panic mode because that's like the main game mode where you're going from level to level. I think it's like every 3 or 4 levels, you go to the next country on your stop to America, I guess. Isn't that where the end of the map is?
Somewhere South America.
South America, that's right. There's some bonus things too. Every once in a while, you get to pick between one of 3 bubbles.
Yeah, you get there's 3 balls on above your face, and you pick one of them.
I didn't understand that whole thing. It was just for extra points, I think.
I would get lives.
Okay, so there was some lives in those?
Oh, yeah. You just gotta know which ball to pick, man. Which ball to tickle.
Well, yeah, it's just a weird little mini game that would just pop up randomly every once in a while, so... But let's talk about panic mode. Did you play any of the panic mode this time?
Yes, I played a little bit of it. I played it before. It's just pretty much like balls coming at you nonstop and see how long you can last. Kind of like a survival mode.
Right. So you use just the default weapon to pop as many bubbles as you can. You pop them, and a meter at the bottom starts filling up in rainbow colors. And as you fill it up completely, it changes you to the next level, which I think increases the difficulty. I wasn't.
Yes, it does.
So, I think
It's kind of like Tetris. So you start off basic and then you get right into the shit.
Yeah. So I only got to like level 4 or 5 before I was like, yeah, this panic mode's not for me. I don't need just endless balls falling on my face.
No, I prefer the story mode.
Yeah, the story mode, I like it because it's got a challenge and each level's a little different. This one was just constant. There's
It's only 40 levels, which isn't that bad, but they can take you a while if you don't know what you're doing. If you don't know how to play with the balls, it could take you a long time.
There's a lot of those levels that I blew through, and then there was a couple of them.
Sorry.
I should have said breezed through. I'll choose my words more wisely. But
of all jokes that get me is one that you weren't even meaning to do.
Well, anyways, there's some that I breezed through, and then there was some that I would lose 4 or 5 lives on before I could even continue, which this game is very gracious with its continues. I think you have 5 or 6 to start out with.
You got 5, yeah.
So I was pretty happy with that because I was using some continues.
And you get 3 lives per continue, and there's lots of opportunities to get extra lives throughout the game, as we mentioned.
Right. You just gotta have patience, really. Like, you have to have a lot of patience with this game.
Okay, Axl Rose.
Or save states. You gotta have lots of save states.
I was just gonna start whistling.
How do you think the controls handled?
They're precise for what they are. They're a Capcom game. You're gonna get that tight shit around here. We love that tight shit, especially when we're playing with balls and shooting them.
Yeah.
Yeah, your character really plays well. Your left and right is very, very true to what you're hitting. Responsive as all hell. And the fire button, it fires when you want it to fire. That's all you fucking need in this game. No complaints from me at all on the controls.
I kind of forgot that it was a Capcom game, again, even though we just talked about it a minute ago, and you're right, it does have the nice, tight Capcom controls. I would like to find one Capcom game that doesn't have these nice controls that we always,
I'm sure we'll come across it.
Yeah, I'm sure, but so far, all the Capcom games we've played have had some pretty tight controllers, everything handles really well, and it is just one button.
No, we're gonna start calling them Capcom Crisp.
Yeah, ooh, I like it.
That's a fucking t-shirt idea, Toby. Write it down.
Yeah. It is just left and right, and then you move up and down for ladders, and then the fire button. It's pretty simple for the most part, right? There's nothing else.
Let's be honest here. If you fucked up that simple of controls, you shouldn't be making video games.
That's true. That is very true.
Looking at you, Shaq Fu. Looking at you.
What do you think of the music in this?
To be honest, I didn't really pay attention to the music too much. I was too focused on smacking balls with my gun. But the music was decent. It's not the Capcom's best music, but from what I remember, it was pretty good. Mediocre.
This is one of those games where the music isn't memorable at all whatsoever. It's there, it's decent for what it is, but I'm also thinking that you're concentrating too hard on, avoiding the bubbles and everything and trying to do everything in the level. It's just kind of an afterthought anyways of paying attention to the music. Like, I actually had to go back and listen to some of the tracks with the sound check option and the options just to be like, what was the music? Because I completely forgot, because you're not paying attention to it.
It's not bad, it's not great, it's there.
Yeah.
Some of the tracks are like, they're okay. It's like, you pay attention for a second, like, oh, okay, that's pretty good music. Like, it's not shit. It's not the worst music I've ever heard in a video game. I'll tell you that for a fact.
Yeah, that's true. It's not terrible, but it's just nothing really reaches out and grabs anything. This definitely isn't going on any kind of playlist for like, oh, I love the...
No, this won't be in my car.
Yeah, it's not the top 10 of anyone's video game soundtracks at all.
I should use one of the songs to make a Pang freestyle. The Pang Wang.
What do you think of the graphics on this game?
16-bit glorious goodness, man. You don't need much in this game. You need like nice little round balls, and they're nice and round. They're brightly colored. The colors in this game really pop.
Yeah.
Your sprite that you're playing as, he looks great. He's just a little dude with his backwards hat and his jeans and fucking shooting shit.
I feel like this would translate perfectly to an iPhone game or some kind of smartphone game, you know?
Psst, it is.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, see, I was thinking...
I'm pretty damn sure I had this on my phone at some point in my life.
I feel like this would be just an easy, hey, let's port this Super Nintendo version that we already have because it looks fine still today. There's nothing wrong with the look of this game. I'm surprised it's not on the Nintendo Switch store. You know, just every Nintendo, you know, the Wii, the Wii U, the 3DS, because it's still a nice looking game that they could still be getting some miles out of.
Oh man, this game would be kind of cool in VR.
Oh god,
shooting the arrows,
balls coming at your face in real life.
Oh, then the modding community, you would go nuts with it and put like hairy balls coming at you.
You said it; they would go nuts with it. But
I didn't even mean for that. I blew that one.
How about we talk about some fun facts?
Yes, let's hear some fun facts about balls. Oh man, we got to review Balls 3D one day.
Oh god, yeah, we do. All right. Ooh, it's weird. You didn't give me the fun facts of Toby.
Shit. Welcome to Fun Facts with Toby. Smack! Ah, fucking balls.
So, for the Super Nintendo loose, this game will cost you about $20 to $25, which...
Not bad.
I didn't realize it was that much. I think that's a little higher than I'd want to pay for this. It's a good...
Well, this game is very obscure, if you haven't heard of it.
Yeah, I do remember seeing the cover art, and the cover art is one of those games where you're like, ooh, I'm going to pass on that. That does not look like it's going to be fun.
That's where I was like, yo, this game looks awesome.
I think this is one of those ones as a kid I'd have been like, pass, but it's actually pretty good. So, but 20 to 25, that seems a little much. I think I'd pay more around the $10 or $15 range for this.
I'd pay probably 50 to 70.
Well...
Oh, wait, I would, because I live in Canada.
Well, if you're in the good old U.S. and you want to pay about 70, then you can get a closed-in-box version. So you can get the box, the manual, and everything for about $60 to $80.
Yep. I'm not really a box collector myself.
Well,
I just want some balls.
Now, I usually don't do this, but since there is that PlayStation 1 collection, the Buster Bros collection, it's much cheaper to go out and get that one because it's only $25 and you'll have several of the Buster Bros type games.
And I actually believe this is on PSP as well.
Yes, there is a PSP one.
I have it on my PSP. You can play like all different, like Super Pang and all different shit.
Yeah.
One where you're like a panther or something, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, the game gets pretty strange later on.
So, outside of North America, the series is called Pang. And this is actually the second game in this series. And it's called Super Pang. So, Super Buster Bros is Super Pang. So, if you've heard us say Pang a couple of times, that's where Pang comes from.
That's why.
In the arcade and PlayStation version, it's 2-player co-op. So you can play at the exact same time instead of taking turns like in the Super Nintendo version.
Nothing's better than having your friend and busting some balls.
Yeah. I bet that's a really fun experience, you know, having two people play at the same time.
So I tried to play 2-player with my kid on Super Nintendo. There wasn't an option for it.
It's just the take turns type of thing. So
there wasn't even a 2-player option on
really
the one I played on. Yeah,
there is. I mean, I didn't look for it either. So, huh?
No, there's a story mode and panic mode. That's it.
Weird. Well, maybe Super Nintendo is only a 1-player game. We should do better research.
Toby?
I should do better research. There was no we about that.
This game isn't on Nintendo Wii.
Yeah, it may be. So I did notice this, and I only noticed this fun fact because Goobs, when he suggested this game, said we should play Super Pang. So I played Super Pang because I got a ROM. Little did I know that this game was called Super Buster Bros. In North America. So what I noticed was when you turn on...
I like to throw little curveballs in there.
Yeah. More ball jokes. Except not dirty that time. Weird.
You lose.
You said curveballs.
Yes, we all get it at this point. Balls. Drink every time we say balls on this episode and
Die.
you won't be walking.
Yeah. So, in the intro of the North American version, it plays the Capcom music, and then all of a sudden it shows a title card that says Super Buster Bros. In the Super Pang version, it shows the Capcom logo, and then there's like the characters running around popping stuff, and then it goes Super Pang. So there's a little intro at the beginning. That's the only difference I really noticed, but it's still a difference. So I thought that was interesting.
No, yeah, I didn't see that on this one. Because I played the proper version.
But that's all the fun facts I have.
Well, thank you. That was Fun Facts with Toby. Hey, Toby.
Yes, sir?
I got a magic lamp for you right here.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Can you rub it nice and slowly for me, please?
Yeah, here I go.
Oh, hello there. This is the Goobs Genie.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm here to bring you one cheat from this game.
Oh, okay. So what's the cheat, Goobs Genie?
If you go to the select menu screen where you can choose from story mode or panic mode, push left bumper, right bumper, left bumper, up and down, and you can get a level select.
Wow, thanks, Goobs Genie.
What the fuck was that?
You missed Goobs Genie. He was awesome. He was big and glowing.
What are you talking about? I just remember handing you, like, my teapot. Then all of a sudden...
Teapot?
We're back together again.
Oh, no. Well, I don't know. It was cool. I learned to cheat.
Did I miss something magical? I smell sulfur in the air.
Sulfur's demons, I thought. Huh.
Come see, come saw. That means either or.
Don't say come with ball jokes.
That was French.
Let's rage.
Oh, come on!
So this is our patented rage meter. It is a 1 to 10 scale on how pissed off this game makes you.
Roar!
So, Goobs, how pissed were you to get hit in the face with balls on a 1 to 10 scale?
Well, if we're talking about real life, 1. No. This game is at the halfway point for me. It's a 5.
Okay.
I've played this game quite a few times. I know what I'm getting in for when I'm going to shoot things and get balls in my face, because we're going to keep going on with that joke. Everyone's like, stop it already. No, it won't. We're going to say balls at least 50 more times before this episode ends.
Yep.
But yeah, no, it's not that bad for a veteran like myself. If I'm going to stand on my soapbox right now, but it's really not that bad for me. I was going to say that over and over and over again.
Right.
It gets a little bit frustrating. That's why I gave it a 5, because sometimes the balls just become way too much to handle. Way too much for one man to handle, and it's just, they're overwhelming, the amount of balls that you get thrown at you. Toby, what's your experience with handling balls?
Well,
How mad did it get you?
I've handled a few balls in my time. This was more than I could handle at times. And I think you said it best about giving it a 5. I'm going to give it a 5.5. 5.5. And I think it's just because sometimes some of the levels are pretty overwhelming. I would say
even the time level, even with the time level, you still give it a 5.5.
That time level, just because I didn't expect it. Okay, I'll move it to a 6 because I feel like there are some levels. If I'm gonna have to say out of the 40, there's probably 10 that are just gonna make you cuss, and then there's about 10 that'll just slightly frustrate you, and then there's 20 that you'll kind of breeze through. So
yeah, 38 or 39 is a bitch.
So yeah, I'll stay at a 6. I like the 6. I think it's frustrating, but it's just the right amount of frustrating.
I like Toronto too.
What's that?
Toronto's called the 6, so I said I like Toronto too.
Oh, gotcha.
It was a joke.
That was way over my head.
It fell flat.
Yep.
Our Toronto listeners will get it, all 4 of them.
But yeah, I think it's pretty fair though, a 5 and a 6, because it is a frustrating game. It can be frustrating, still can be fun though. But
super fun.
how about we start moseying on over to our
I wonder if there's ever been a porno called Super Buster Bros.
Oh gosh, there will be now.
Are we making it?
I mean,
Goobs and Toby starred in Super Buster Bros. You've never seen so many balls hit these guys' faces before in your life.
as long as we can wear the backwards hats and the sunglasses with
In the short shorts?
the short shorts, I think we got it made. But let's move on. Let's rate this sucker on a 1 to 10 scale on how much you enjoyed it or you didn't enjoy it. 1 being low, 10 being high.
You go first, man.
Okay, I'll go first. I'm gonna give it... I don't want to give it a 7, because I feel like that's a little too high, but I don't want to give it a 6.5, because I feel like that's a little low. I'm gonna go with a 6.75 on this game.
Right in between, eh?
Right in between it.
That's a good place for it.
Yeah, the balls are always in between.
Fuck's sakes. We're gonna lose listeners on this one. Goobs only picked this game because you can talk about balls the whole episode.
What do you give it, my friend?
This game actually, it's a very prestigious game for me. I hold it very highly. Up in my life of playing video games. This is one game, if I ever get something that has a compilation or a hack thing, or you know how it is, there's something with a whole bunch of ROMs on it. This is one of the first games I always go to see if the system works well, to see if the controls are where they should be. Because I know this game keeps it tight. Nice and tight in the balls. So, I'm going to give this game a 7.5.
7.5?
Well, I've always played this in the arcade. I've played this at home. I played this at a friend's house. I played this during college. I played it during now. This game has always been, like, with me, by my side, you know? You always got some balls on your back, and they're with you for the rest of your life. Whenever you're having a bad time, just turn to your balls.
That's right. Well,
that's words to live by.
Between the 7.5 you gave it and the 6.75 I gave it, we give it a average of 7.125.
Way to fuck up our ratings, Toby.
But you know what? In all honesty, it's a good game. I had a lot of fun with it. It's not my favorite kind of game like this. I still think I'd prefer a Bust a Move over this. This one...
See, I'd much rather play this than Bust a Move. Even though that's like sounds sacrilegious. Sack. Different word for balls.
Well, the only reason I think that is because this one is a little more stressful. Because you're running, you're trying to dodge stuff, you're trying to collect stuff. It's
and Bust a Move isn't like it. The thing drops down on you if you don't get your balls out in time, correct?
Yeah. If you haven't cleared the bubbles, then yeah, the whole thing comes down at you. I feel like that's less stressful because you just have that one thing to worry about. That it's here it's ticking down a little more. This one you have shit bouncing. You have to watch the left side of the screen, the right side of the screen, the upper part of the screen. There's a lot going on in this game, so I feel like
you have a great screen awareness in order to complete this game.
Yeah, that's no joke. So, but I still think it's a totally worth it game. I think it's still worth playing. Hell, like I said, I assume that it'd be a perfect.
I'm surprised you gave it so high, and you haven't played this game before. I actually appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, it's a good game. I don't know how often I would come.
I was expecting you totally. That's why I picked this game. I wanted you to rage and shit all over it. To be honest with you,
I totally enjoy out of the box puzzle games. And that's how I felt like this was. It was a puzzle game, but it was still out of the box enough. So I appreciated it for what it was. It was a lot different than anything we'd ever played. So it's interesting. I liked it. But again, I don't know if I would come back to it too often, is what I was saying a second ago. It's one of those games that, like, if I owned a copy of it and it was sitting on my shelf, I might, as I'm scanning through, like, oh, what would I play? I might play it, but I don't know. It's not bad, though. I liked it.
Well, at least you liked it.
At least I liked it.
Decent at best.
It was decent at best. I thought the balls were decent.
At least they were shaved.
Finish him.
So, Goobs, could you please tell us about your other projects that you do all the time?
Well, I'd love to, Toby. Whoa! Get out of here, you fat fucker! Nay, say! I am telling you to go listen to the Derailers podcast with his wonderful wife, Jenny Bean, because I just kicked his ass right across the way, and his best friend, Ripkin. You can hear great shows like Nay, say, and random topics that no one else has ever thought of, because they are random as fuck. Go check out the Derailers podcast on everything. Check it out. The fuck, Naysay? That really fucking hurt. You broke my bones.
Yeah, Naysay is a big force, and that probably...
He has his general soldier's mind, and, generic soldier man's mind inside of him. Yeah, it's bad, and my ribs are broken.
Yeah, I mean, if a horse kicks you, it's gonna break something.
Yeah, no, this hurts really bad right now. But not as bad as I'm gonna hurt your asshole right now, because I'm DD Diamonds. I'm gonna fuck you in the next century unless you go watch Derailed Wrestling on YouTube. Yes, I said it. I sound like Yosemite Sam because I stutter so much. Derailed Wrestling on YouTube. You do that or I'm gonna fornicate with your wives. Yes, I said fornicate. I'm gonna lick their... You know what's really good. Go watch Derailed Wrestling on YouTube. See some of the best CAWs ever. Ripkin and Goobs are gonna... give you the best performances of all time on commentary. Decent at best. What the fuck, Dee Dee? Stop pissing on me. What the Toby, you go. I'm done with this shit.
Yeah, I don't know if I like all your friends. They're violent and peeing on shit. But anyways, my other project is the Secret Transmission podcast. We talk about conspiracies, the supernatural, UFO incidents, cryptozoology, serial killers, and much, much more. You can find us on all the major podcasting platforms, and you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Secret Transpod. You can also follow me on Twitter at Toby Von Doom. But more importantly, let's talk about the show and where you can find the Secret Levels podcast, because you can find it on Twitter and Instagram at Secret Levels Pod. You can also find it on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. Go like it. We also have a group called the Secret Levels Group. Go join it and chit-chat with us about video games. And we also have the Video Game of the Month. And you...
Yes, we do.
You, the listener, can decide which game we're going to play, whether it's a good game or a bad game. There's 4 choices every month, and you will
Me and Toby pick 2 each.
We pick 2 each, and then you get to decide what game will be played at the end of the month.
You pick our poison, folks.
That's right.
Give us pleasure or pain. That's all we want to hear. If you want to give us more pleasure, you can go to www.tpublic.com/user/secret-levels and get one of our fantastically designed shirts, and you bring it home to yourself. It doesn't have to be a shirt. It can be tons of other things, too. Cell phone case. You need them. Don't want to crack that expensive thing you have in your pocket that you watch porn on. And or a baby shirt or a frickin' pillow. Poster for your wall. You can put secret levels everywhere. So you should just do that exactly and go to www.tpublic.com/user/secret-levels.
Yeah. Yep. This has been a very sexual heavy episode, Goobs.
Yeah, there's balls all over the place. Is our outcome gonna be or leave off of this episode just gonna be us fucking? Oh, sweet, man. Food's here. Hello, how's it going?
Hey, it's going good. I heard you had an extermination problem.
No, we're quite fine here. There's no termites or rats around or mice.
No, this is a more extreme problem. This is a ball problem, and I'm here
ball
to
problem,
bust
like a
them.
ball python?
I'm here to bust your balls. Yeah.
I don't like the sounds of that. I'm just really hungry and waiting for some food right now.
I'm here to bust some balls. I got this big old gun right here, and I'm gonna.
Yeah, I see that. It's
gonna bust
pulsating.
your
It's a pretty
balls.
big gun.
Yeah, I got some different power-ups I'm gonna use. I got this donut. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm gonna bust some balls.
Okay, man, just honestly skid over. Our listeners have heard so many different variations of ball jokes through this whole episode. There's nothing else we can do. We've drained our balls on this one. Game over, folks.